Really, the idea for Active started more than 5 years ago when we started it. We've interviewed about 90 teenagers asking about what the barriers to being active, because activity drops the most in the teenage years.
We tried to make it as co-produced as possible, so teenagers were involved basically from its inception as a trial, so with 7 secondary schools, all the way through. So even while we were running the trial, we constantly had conversations with them to kind of shape the delivery of it. So it ran for 12 months from January to December, and every month then the children got £20 worth of vouchers to spend.
I know for me personally, me and Fiona went with the rest of our friends to Gower about once a month definitely, and almost twice a month.
I was active before I played football outside of school, but taking part in this helped because I did more stuff outside of school as well.
I didn't really play much football before, but now I play a lot more due to it. And now I go table tennis 3 times a week, so it's made me become more, proactive in general. Anyway.
In school, I just play netball, but when we had the vouchers, we could go out with friends. If they didn't like netball, then we could do something else.
When I got the Active vouchers, I started doing more activities. Like I visited Limitless for the first time, and I quite enjoyed it. And now I'm regularly going to Limitless.
I was a bit of a contrast really, because I saved up my vouchers, and towards the end then I bought football goals, and I was very happy with them.
It also may have helped people to get active after it, because you could use it to fund equipment as well. So people could have bought equipment and carried on playing after.
In the 12 months, I think the whole perception of activity went from being like this terrifying thing of it being like super, super hard and you always get really, really sweaty, to then all of a sudden all of the pupils involved were like, actually, activity is really fun, it's really sociable, and I love doing it. We saw improvements in fitness, we saw improvements in their heart health, so their blood pressure reduced.
When I first heard of the Active project, I was quite shocked because opportunities like this don't really come around a lot.
I used to go to play football, and that was £3 a turn, so then I could go once every week because of the £20 vouchers.
Before the vouchers, I did quite a bit of fitness. I did dance for 6 years, but then I had to stop due to money. So then when the vouchers came in, it was kind of like a miracle because it's money and I kind of need it. So I used the vouchers to do dance in school, and it's really good to help me relieve stress and fulfill a passion that I've been carrying on since I was pretty young.
We never really used to go to trampoline parks or nothing because it was quite expensive and it was quite far away.
I had family coming over, and we used the vouchers then as well, and they also enjoyed as well. So I think they're doing some trampolining as well.
In my view, being a teenager is highly stressful with a lot of exams, and if your free time with your friends is also about competing, trying to achieve and compete, that's a really difficult thing for teenagers who are already stressed. And so changing the perspective on it, it's socialising, fun things with your friends, being active, greatly helps your mental well-being.
With the vouchers, I spent more time with my friends, being able to go to trampoline parks and things like that.
You don't always do sports with your friends, and this gave an opportunity for your friends that don't always do sport and you don't always play sport with. You had an opportunity to go out and do stuff with them so you don't feel left out.
The Active project has really benefited me because using the Active vouchers has made me try out more things, like Marvel said, going to Limitless, going to play football, football is one of my hobbies, and it's just helped me socialise more with friends that I wouldn't really socialise in school with.
So we will now want to expand from it being just 7 secondary schools in Swansea to then it being in Neathport Talbot and Bridgend and potentially in Carmarthen as well. So we're looking at not just urban places but also more rural areas too. We now want to explore the idea of, is it a voucher, like a tangible voucher? Is it the cost that gets them more active, or is it actually just the increased knowledge of you being around more activities that makes you more active?
It helped us go and be active more frequently and do something that we really enjoyed.
When I use the Active vouchers to go to play football, I ask my mum and dad, "Oh, can you take me?" And be like, "Yeah, not a problem." But then I'd be paying for it kind of myself instead of them providing me the money. So I think that puts a bit of responsibility into my hands.
That was one of the things though that we said, because we don't have like loads of fun things to do around us, so if some of the activities that we wanted to do were quite far away, so they were hard to get to, even though we wouldn't have to pay, it was still getting to the places. That was a bit of a struggle.
If this was still going, we would definitely go like every